like taking it all out and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, go ahead. You can start now.
Okay.
You can just describe something every now and then. What you're doing.
Okay, so what could I say? You got anything? You know, something I can say?
Like, are you taking the ferrule, taking something apart, taking the?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, right now what I'm doing is we're taking out these glands because they weren't. There was some fault in the swedging of the glands, so that's what we're doing at this moment. You know, taking it apart, breaking it loose, so we can go ahead and fix that error. And by that, we're gonna have to strip, hit shrink, compress, and then put back together into the instrument. We're gonna have to take a couple steps, but one step at a time. That's that there. Labels. Dude. It's right here. Have to strip like 2 inches or so from the wire. Open up your shielding, bring it back. To get rid of this heat shrink first.
Another 2 inches, 3. How
Yeah,
far back do you cut?
like an inch to an inch and a half or so.
Okay.
You know, just so it gives you that little extra slack. This one's pretty easy because it's like gum. It's soft. It's not as hard like other insulations. Now what I'm going to do, I have to remove this this shielding so I can put new heat shield on this. What I did right now is I thinned down the shield. Reason being that the heat shrink that I'm using for the shield is not the one that you actually heat shrink. You know, just what they call it, clear spaghetti or so. So you can heat shrink it so it comes down already shrunken down. So you gotta thin out your shield so that it fits.
And then Andrew, the inspector here at Seimens, said that he wanted a little extra of that sticking out, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you want to have extra so that whenever it's inside, your shielding doesn't make contact
Gotcha.
with the device. So that's why you give it extra. I went more, but it's just for.
How much you leaving? About a couple inches?
Yeah, like half an inch, 3/4.
Okay.
Where's my heat shrink? This one here.
You get some heat shrink?
Yeah.
What size he's in? What size is that?
This one is 3/8.
Okay. And you're going to take the heat shrink how far back? Where are you putting it?
All the way back.
To where it butts up against the...
Yeah, to your shielding.
Okay.
Right there. So that you don't have any play on your shielding.
Gotcha.
See, because if you go like up to here, whenever you're gonna swedge, this tends to rock back and forth.
Okay.
And so if it rocks back and forth, after a while you're working on your gland, it loosens the swedging. So
Gotcha.
you don't want that.
Heat gun to shrink it.
Yeah. Shrink it down. can go ahead and tape this off so that my heat shrink doesn't move on the shielding. On the shield, I might say. See this? If I don't put the tape, this will come loose because it's not heat shrink to the shield. So if I put tape, it can move, but it won't come out. So pretty much it.
You were saying that white tape is better than that black tape because it doesn't leave that sticky stuff on the back after you take it off, right?
Yeah, that's correct. You can use any color, you know, as long as it's not the
No, like the electrical tape type stuff, right?
yeah, electrical tape, as long as it's not a 33 plus, you know, that black one.
So you flared out the...
Yeah, you flare out your shielding like so. You know, right now we're gonna give it a trim.
So you're going to trim your shielding down a
Yeah,
little
I'm
bit.
gonna trim it down just a little bit. Just so that when I compress it, the shielding doesn't get on the threads and messes up your gland. But it does that.
Looks like you're leaving about a ½ inch out away from the...
Yeah. Kind of like ½ inch.
Bringing the ferrule over the top.
Yeah. See, like you see there's a lot sticking out.
Yep.
So, you know, I'll give it a little bit more of a trim so that when I compress it, see, because when I put this like this, when I bring it in and try to compress it, these wires will get on the the wires will get on the threads. So when you try to tighten it, you know, that gets in there and messes up your threads.
Okay.
Because this is stainless, so it messes up your threads.
It'll gall it up.
Yeah. Too long.
Make sure it's not too many wires sticking out too long.
Yeah. Just so that when you bring this, the wires don't cover your threads and.
Right. Make sure you don't cover your threads when you bring your cover over top, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So So now you're going to activate your compression, right?
Yes.
Tightening it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it up. You know, there's different ways to do it. Some do it on the instrument itself,
Right.
but since I like, you know, double checking that the compression is good and it's not gonna loosen up,
Right.
I do it outside, compress it, you know, twist it back up and check and see.
And then take it off and look at
Yeah.
it. Okay, what you're about to do. Cool. All right, compression should have been done.
Yeah.
And now you're taking off your
Yeah, double check.
cover. Double check it.
Yeah, double check. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes the gland, I don't know, for some reason it rips the shielding, like it twists along with everything.
Okay.
So that's why I do it outside, so I can check it before anything else. That's good.
All right, take a look here. Good picture. Yep.
That's good. I'm just gonna trim a little bit of the excess,
Right.
and
Because you've already got it ferruled in. It's already
yeah,
sealed up.
Yeah, it's already sealed up.
Right. Now just do a little haircut.
With these.
And that should be it, right? All
Yeah,
good?
that's it. That's all good.
All right, thanks, man.